What does the connectedness feel like out there on the defensive end with this, second, third, fourth efforts and the way that you guys are kind of moving in unison defensively?
Cohesive. It's just a bunch of guys that are going out there playing really hard, and you kind of feel that. It's like energy is contagious, so whatever group's out there and whatever group comes in, you kind of feel the transfer of energy.
Ajay, a lot of teams that have 5 guys injured, people coming in the second unit might not look as cohesive as JJ was just saying, as your group does. What's been consistent about the way that you all have approached things coming in off the bench?
I think just bringing a lot of energy. I think coming off the bench and just doing what the team needs us to do, and just trying to help the team win, honestly. That's all we're focused on, and just bring, a lot of energy.
Jalen, I just wonder what you saw from Lou. He obviously held Devin Booker scoreless in the first half. Just what did you see from him as far as how he took D-Book out the game?
Exactly that. It's just what he does on a pretty nightly basis. Like I said, you see that energy with what he's doing, so you always want to make sure you're in the right spot to help him if he gets beat. And, just make sure like our coverages and stuff are clean, especially when you have a really good player like that can, like Book's had 70. So, you don't want to give him anything easy, and you kind of know on the ball Lou's not really going to make a lot of mistakes, so just kind of be in there for screens and next man rotations and, certain doubles that we might throw at him. So I think Lou did a good job with that, and then I think like Queso, guys that are in different coverages did a good job of like kind of bottling that up.
And then there's one point where, Lou is like face guarding D-Book out of bounds. That obviously frustrates D-Book. He pushes him. That's not the first time Lou has gotten a reaction like that. Just what's the kind of collective reaction you've seen from defenders that have to, match up with him, or offensive players rather?
I would probably say a little bit of frustration, and I think when you just throw so many looks at players, it's kind of like it's easy to get frustrated, and then on top of it, it's Lou, who's not going to stop for the whole game, so I think that probably adds to it. So it's probably just like a moment of frustration, but just as a team, it's one of those moments you just come together, and then, it's still like a collective effort, so we don't really let that play affect the rest of the game.
When you got a guy like that, premium scorer, and he's scoreless the first half, does that almost kind of feed into the energy part of it for you guys when your defense is working, you're switching, no matter where he's going, there's a hand in his face? You kind of feed off of that?
Yeah. He's also one of those scorers that can do that in the second half, so it kind of makes you like refocus in a way, because it's like you don't want to come out the half and give him easy looks to start, and now he's in a rhythm. So yes, it does give us like confidence that what we're doing is working, and then at the same time it's like, all right, let's like really refocus on like what we're doing to have that. And then like obviously he's gonna hit tough shots. He's a great scorer, so a lot of it is just like refocusing on the game plan and trying to like still accomplish that for the second half.
You guys are both 3-year college guys, both guys that came and made an impact from day one in the NBA. Like Jalen, you may have a different perspective than AJ, but curious from both of you, like, what do you learn in year 2 and 3 that you think kind of moves the needle and allows you to make an impact from day one?
Talking to you.
I think it's just a lot more experience. I think just for me, having 3 years of college, I feel like every year I got better, and every year I was kind of preparing myself to be ready to play right away in the NBA. So I think it really just helped me to learn the game more, and then just be ready to compete at the highest level.
AJ,
do you want me to add to that or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think every year I just got better throughout that, and then I think college, it just, again, teaches you how to play basketball in general. Like, you learn a lot of like the X's and O's just because the rules are kind of different from the NBA. So when you get to the NBA, you have a lot more freedom to kind of go out. There's a lot more space. You're playing with more talented players, so you just kind of learn the game. And then when you get into a system like this that encourages growth and development, and kind of Mark like just throws you out there sometimes to like mess up, and kind of gives you grace with that to learn and play through mistakes, I think that's kind of what like speeds up our process of learning and getting better as players.
AJ, the position that you guys have been put in, where you're playing essentially 5 guards for almost the full 48 minutes, What's that been like for you specifically? Have you played on a team like this before? Obviously, Dub and the other guys have played like this, but have you played, like this in a competitive environment?
Well, yeah, I think in college, I wouldn't say like a lot, but I did a few times, and I think it's just, I mean, it's a good experience. It's good to learn how to play without a big too, and just, I feel like when you play that type of way, you just gotta be aware that you gotta be more aggressive, and just no matter what, like there's no bigs to save you. So, especially I think defensively, like on the ball, being able to just guard the ball, be more aggressive, and I think offensively, just feel like playing with a lot more pace, trying to run more, and then just trying to read defenses. I think when you play with 5 guards, I mean it's fun to play because the ball moves, the ball goes like a lot of places, and you just read the game, and it's a higher pace, so it's cool.
And then what's it been like learning from Shea and Dub so far this season?
It's been amazing. I mean, the way they just dissect the game, the way they see the game has just been really, really interesting to see, and I think for me it's been an amazing experience just to learn from those 2 guys.
AJ, when rookies come into the league, they say the speed of the game, the speed of the athletes in the NBA is the biggest adjustment. You don't seem like a guy that really gets sped up and play at your own pace. Has that been an adjustment for you?
I mean, I think the biggest adjustment I would say is just that it's bigger athletes, better athletes than in college. So I think that's been the biggest adjustment. But I feel like obviously the speed is faster, but I think I kind of picked it up pretty quickly. And I mean, I've always been kind of like taking my time on the court, not trying to be in a rush. So that's just something that I've developed throughout the year. So it's always been there.
Dub, you're 3 games into playing center for most of the time. Mark was in here and he praised just your dominant stretches. Are there any things that you feel like open up just for you being able to play the 5 in different lineups?
Offensively, no. Like, it's like you guys have seen it like through 3 years. Like, our offense doesn't change because I'm at the 5. I feel like I'm on the ball pretty much the same. I think, I don't know. I think the only thing that'll probably change is just like how we screen. And I'm not gonna like dig too much into it, but I think not having our bigs, obviously, like the way we have to be trickier with screens and understanding the offense, like the pace that we want to play with constantly. I think there's just been a bigger emphasis on that. But like as far as like getting to my spots, like we still do a good job of moving the ball and sharing it and trying to get out in transition. So I think a lot of that is just kind of the same. I think defensively has been the biggest adjustment.
You have guarded like bigger guys like Cat, Wemby, and others. But like, how are you feeling physically, I just guess, after these last 3 games?
Every day is an ice bath. Other than that, I'm good. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm tired right now.
Anybody else? Thanks, guys.